G'day and welcome to the channel. In this video we're going to be doing a little bit of work on this vintage Seiko chronograph. It's got a problem with one of the pushers. It's stuck, although it is still functioning just. It's certainly going to need some attention. Other problem, if you look carefully, if you have a look at the chapter ring, it's actually misaligned. The 60 on the chapter ring there should be aligned with the 12 o'clock mark on the dial. And also the hand on the 30-minute sub dial is misaligned, so that's something else that's going to have to be addressed. I've been chasing one of this particular model. I've been after one for a while, and this one came up on eBay, and I picked it up for about probably half the going rate, because the other bidders probably noticed that there was a few things that weren't quite right with it. But I don't think it's going to be too much of a problem to rectify these issues. Overall, I'm pretty happy with the purchase. The watch is in really nice original condition, although I think someone has had it apart to maybe try and fix the pusher issue and didn't put it back together very well. But we'll see how we go. Nice to see the factory sticker still on the case back. Anyway, first things first, we'll get the battery out of here. Now the 7T32 movement has two crowns, so we're going to get the small one out first. Pull that out to the first position, and if you look through the hole there, it exposes a lever that you need to depress, and that'll release the stem on that first smaller crown. And same goes with the main crown. Pull that out to the first position. Once again, that exposes a lever that needs to be depressed, and that'll release the stem on that main crown. It's a fantastic looking dial. Just noticing that the chronograph second hand looks to be slightly misaligned as well, so we'll deal with that in due course. Now, getting these pushers out is relatively straightforward. Just need to be a little bit careful. You can see there's a C-clip or a C-clip, whatever you like to call it, holding the pusher in. Now I've made up my own little tool here that I use for releasing these clips. I stick a bit of Rodico in there to catch the clip so I don't launch it halfway across the room. There it just pops off and hopefully gets stuck in the Rodico. So yeah, just repeat the process on the other two. There's a closer look at the gunk that gets caught up in these pushers. Ultimately the O-rings dry out and they just get quite sticky, and eventually they just jam up. Now if you have a look at the back of the chapter ring here, you'll see there's a notch. It's a little hard to see. I'll try and get a better, there you go. You'll see that notch. Now that notch locates in a tang on the dial. So someone's had this watch apart and not reinstalled the chapter ring properly. Now the problem pusher is not going to come out, and I've had this problem on other watches. So what I actually use a general purpose kitchen cleaner, but I don't know, you could probably use some WD-40 or something, but you get something that will wick its way down the pusher stem and soften up all that gunk in there, and then just leave it for a little while and slowly work it backwards and forwards without forcing it, and eventually you can just carefully lever that pusher out without damaging it. That's a lot of gunk. You can see how much of it's in the case there. The other two aren't that bad. I don't know why, but quite often I've found this before, just one of the pushers will be a lot worse than the others. It's not unexpected to find these seals all dried up and a lot of gunk in around these pushers. Remember, these watches have been around since the 80s. I'm just going to get the bezel off here too. This particular model of watch actually uses a click spring, very similar to the later Seiko dive watches, which gives them a really nice action. Also want to get it all cleaned up in there because that'll be a bit grubby as well. All this will go into the, all these parts I'm going to put in the ultrasonic cleaner. The bezel I will not, because the bezel's got paint on it, and although it's pretty durable, the paint, I don't want to risk any of that paint coming off in the cleaner. The bracelet will go in there with the rest of the parts as well.
A few moments later.
The ultrasonic's done a nice job of cleaning all that up. It's also cleaned the bracelet up nicely as well. Righto, back to business. First thing I want to do is get this chronograph second hand off. And we'll get the hand off that 30-minute sub dial. Sometimes it takes more than one go to get these small hands lined up perfectly. That looks pretty good to me. Very happy with that. That looks spot on. Like I said before, I've not taken any risks with this bezel. It's perfect. It's still got all the paint on it, so I'm just going to take my time and clean all the dirt and gunk out of this by hand. This spring bar's seen better days, so I think we'll be replacing that. Righto, the movement's done. Everything else is clean, so we're all ready for reassembly. All the seals will get a little bit of silicone grease on them. Reassembly of the pushers is fairly straightforward. Tricky bit's just getting that circlip back on. Once again, I'll use the Rodico to make sure that if it slips, it doesn't get flung across the room, and I'll just use that tool of mine. This time we make sure we've got our chapter ring all lined up with the dial. Well, I'm more than happy with the way this watch has turned out. It's in excellent condition, everything's working the way it should, so this watch will be going into my collection and no doubt seeing some time in the rotation. That's it for this video. I hope you found it interesting. You might have found some of it helpful if you're getting into working on these old Seikos. Either way, I appreciate you watching.